Have you ever felt like you're stuck in the cycle of making promises to yourself about a new life? You've probably said, "Tomorrow I'll do things differently," but it never comes, right? Today we're going to uncover 10 Stoic principles that can help you break free from procrastination and become the person you've always wanted to be. Do you feel trapped in a loop of procrastination and weakness? You're not alone. But what if I told you that there are Stoic secrets that can help you break free for good? Get ready to discover how you can become unstoppable. Have you ever wondered why some people are always strong, moving forward, while others stay stuck in the same place? The answer lies in the 10 Stoic secrets you'll uncover right now. They'll change the way you see yourself and life. Control. Your first hour. Have you ever thought that the first hour of your day could determine the course of your entire life? The truth is, it can. This is not just a regular habit. The first hour of your day is your battle with yourself. When you wake up, the whole world seems ready to take over you. The first thoughts might be tiredness, not wanting to get up, or even the temptation to bury yourself back under the covers. But if you don't take control of this first hour, everything else will slip into procrastination and a lack of discipline. Imagine a typical day of yours. When you wake up, what's the first thing you do? Check your phone, scroll through messages, emails, or even social media. If that's the case, you've allowed the outside world to invade your mind as soon as your eyes open. Stoicism teaches us that true discipline starts in those first moments of the day, from waking up and deciding not to let external factors steal away your focus and discipline. Think about this. That feeling when you open your eyes and realize you have to get up is truly a defining moment. Instead of hitting the snooze button or hiding back into sleep, you could choose to get up immediately. This is the first step in your battle to conquer yourself. Don't let comfort make you retreat. When you choose to get up without letting yourself fall back to sleep, you are building strength from the decisions you make in these small moments. You're not just waking up, you've already defeated laziness and procrastination. Discipline doesn't come from the things you do later in the day. It starts with the very first hour. You won't achieve the discipline you need throughout the day if you don't win it in the morning. The first hour is where true change begins, where you decide how your day will unfold. If you take control of those first few minutes, you've essentially taken control of most of your day. So, how do you begin? Start by setting a goal for your first hour. You could start with light exercise, read an inspiring book, or simply spend a few minutes reflecting on your goals for the day. The most important thing is not to let distractions steal your precious time. Start with positivity, and don't let anything pull you down. As Marcus Aurelius said, we cannot control what happens during the day, but we can control how we begin it. The morning will shape your energy for the entire day, and if you master it, everything else becomes easier. So try changing your morning routine. You don't have to do anything dramatic. Start with small things, like getting up right when you wake up, and see the positive changes it brings. Now that we understand the importance of the first hour of the day, what about the other Stoic principles? Let's keep exploring in the next section. Kill the voice that wants comfort. You've probably heard a small voice in your head saying, "Just 5 more minutes. You deserve the rest." That feeling is tempting, right? Who doesn't want to relax a little longer when feeling tired? But have you ever wondered that this voice is actually the enemy of growth and success? This voice is trying to keep you in a safe zone, where everything is easy and there are no challenges. But if you don't defeat that voice, you will never change. That voice in your head is the temptation of comfort. It's what makes you miss out on opportunities for growth, makes you procrastinate, and prevents you from reaching your real goals. Stoicism teaches us that in this life, we must defeat comfort if we want to truly grow. Don't let the ease fool you into thinking you deserve rest when you haven't earned it. In fact, it's during the difficult and challenging moments that you are truly growing. There's a famous quote from Epictetus who said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." What this means is, if you let the voice inside your head dictate everything. You're not the one controlling your life. You're letting comfort control you. And that's why defeating that voice is so important. You must actively fight against it and not let laziness and comfort put you into a state of stagnation. So how do you get rid of that voice? First, realize that it's just an illusion. Every time you hear that voice, stop and ask yourself, what's truly more important, the temporary comfort or the personal growth and achieving my goals? Imagine if you could suppress comfort and work diligently every day. What would you achieve? Not temporary ease, but long-term pride and success. So instead of allowing yourself to rest and seek comfort, create the habit of facing discomfort. Do the difficult things every day, even when you don't want to. Each time you do this, you not only kill the voice that wants comfort, but also build a stronger discipline. Stoicism is not about avoiding pain, but learning how to face it and use it as a tool for growth. Don't fear difficulty, embrace it, and let it forge you into a stronger version of yourself. Only when you master the voice of comfort will you truly master yourself. So, are you ready to defeat that voice and step out of your comfort zone? Remember, every time you do, you move one step closer to your goals. Next, we'll explore another important Stoic principle: embracing pain for growth. Embrace the pain of growth. You've probably felt pain when facing challenges, right? It's something no one enjoys, but it's an essential part of growth. Stoicism teaches us that to grow stronger and become better, we must embrace pain and hardship instead of avoiding them. Pain is not the enemy, but a tool that helps us rise. So why do we keep trying to avoid it? Pain and challenges are unavoidable parts of the growth process. Surely no one wakes up hoping to endure pain, but if you keep avoiding it, you'll never truly change. Think about it. You can't build muscle without doing strenuous workouts, and you can't build endurance without running long distances that leave you exhausted. Similarly, personal growth requires challenges, difficulties, and even unavoidable pain. For example, learning a new skill can be frustrating, especially when you don't get immediate results. But ask yourself, can you improve without facing that frustration? It's those times when you feel like giving up that matter most for growth. When you push through the discomfort, that's when you truly develop persistence and discipline, qualities that you won't gain if you always take the easy path. Think about a professional athlete. They don't achieve success by doing easy workouts. They train through pain and exhaustion to strengthen their body and mind. Similarly, in life, you need to face difficulties in order to grow stronger. Every challenge you overcome helps build your mental strength, a strength you won't have if you always choose the easier route. The key is to view pain positively. Don't see it as failure. Pain is a sign that you're in the process of growing. You're working to become a better version of yourself. See it as an indispensable part of your journey, like a gemstone that needs to go through polishing to reveal its beauty. If you avoid pain, you'll never truly change. Learn to face it and use it as a tool to drive your personal growth. It's a crucial part of the process, and one that you can't skip if you want to become the person you're meant to be. So, are you ready to embrace the challenges and stop running from pain? Next, we'll explore another important Stoic principle: letting go of the need for approval from others. Let go of the need for approval from others. Have you ever felt like you're living your life for the approval of others? Chances are you have. We all want to be praised, recognized by those around us, and that feeling is comforting. But have you ever asked yourself, do I really need this to feel happy and fulfilled? Stoicism teaches us that if you want true freedom and to live a meaningful life, you must let go of the need for approval from others. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval. You work hard, strive to achieve accomplishments, and then you wait for a nod, a compliment from others. But in reality, if you live to seek approval from others, you will lose yourself. Every decision, every action will be influenced by what others think, rather than what you truly desire. Think about the times you've done something just because you wanted others to notice and praise you. Did you truly feel satisfied? Or did you feel exhausted from living according to others' expectations? Stoicism isn't just about living freely. It's about learning how to live for yourself, not to be validated by others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not the approval of others that gives you value. You are the one who determines your worth." A simple example. When you share a post, a photo, or an achievement, have you ever thought that you're posting it just to get praised? The praise from others can be a motivator, but it should not determine your self-worth. Try doing something just because you love it and believe in its value, without expecting any recognition. You'll find that this feeling is truly liberating and empowering. Letting go of the need for approval from others doesn't mean you become indifferent to those around you. It means you learn to live independently, not influenced by others' expectations or judgments. You will feel more confident and powerful when you realize that the only approval you need is from yourself. Remember, recognition from others is temporary, but the respect and self-worth you build will last much longer. Letting go of external approval helps you live according to your values and leads to a more peaceful life. So, are you ready to start living for yourself without waiting for approval from the outside? Next, we'll explore another Stoic principle: embracing the stillness of the mind. Embrace the stillness of the mind. In today's world, filled with constant noise and distractions, can you find a moment of stillness in your mind? Surely you've experienced that feeling of being swept up in a whirlwind of thoughts, worrying about work, family, or other endless concerns. But if you can't find stillness in your mind, you'll never truly be in control of your life. Stoicism teaches us that true power comes from the stillness of the mind. When you can control your thoughts, external events and circumstances won't have the same power over you. The world may continue to be chaotic, but you can create inner peace within yourself. Can you imagine that feeling? Even when the world around you is filled with noise, you can maintain a quiet space in your mind to think clearly and focus on what truly matters. Imagine a day filled with stress, work piling up, people around you making you feel drained. If you don't know how to find stillness in your mind, you'll get pulled into that chaos and eventually feel exhausted. But if you can create peace in your mind, you'll be able to handle challenges calmly and more effectively. Stillness in the mind doesn't mean avoiding problems, but rather being able to face them without letting them negatively affect your emotions. A simple example is practicing meditation or taking a few minutes each day to breathe deeply. Small habits like this can help you create a quiet space in your mind, allowing you not to get swept away by worry and stress. In fact, you don't need to dedicate hours every day to meditation or do something complicated. Just a few minutes each morning to calm your mind can make a huge difference in how you handle things. Stillness of the mind isn't easy, especially in a world full of noise and demands. But if you can master it, you'll feel freer than ever. You won't be overwhelmed by anxiety. Instead, you'll be able to focus on what truly matters. You'll find peace and control in your life. So how do you begin to create stillness in your mind? One simple way is to spend less time reacting impulsively and take a moment to breathe. Calm your mind before starting the day. Stillness doesn't just help you solve problems. It also helps you understand yourself and the world around you more clearly. Next, we'll explore another important Stoic principle. Embrace responsibility and take control of your life. Embrace responsibility. Have you ever felt stuck, unable to move forward because you're constantly blaming things outside of your control?
Have you ever thought, I can't change my life because work is too stressful? Or I can't grow because of the circumstances? If you're always pointing the finger at external factors, you'll never truly take control of your life.
Embracing responsibility is the first step to mastering your life. Stoicism teaches us that in order to grow and change, You must start by recognizing that everything in life, from successes to failures, is the result of your own decisions and actions. No one and no circumstance can control your life unless you allow them to. In fact, when you accept responsibility, you no longer feel like a victim of your circumstances. You become the master of your own fate. Imagine you're in a difficult situation. It's easy to blame external factors like work, family, or even other people. But if you truly look at the issue deeply, you'll realize that it's your choices in the past that have led to the present. This doesn't mean you should blame yourself, but rather recognize that you can change the future by taking control of today's decisions. A simple example is learning a new skill. Instead of complaining, "I don't have time to learn," start taking responsibility for not prioritizing time for learning. When you realize that you can actively change your time and habits, you'll feel empowered to make a difference in your life. Embracing responsibility doesn't mean you have to carry everything alone. Sometimes, you'll need help from others. But more importantly, you need to realize that only you can decide your path. When you stop blaming others or circumstances, you'll find the strength to change and improve your life. You won't feel powerless anymore because you understand that you have control over your life. So, how do you begin to embrace responsibility in your life? Look at each situation not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. When you take responsibility, you're not only mastering yourself, but you're also opening the door to achieving greater goals. Now that we understand how embracing responsibility helps you take control of your life, let's move on to another important Stoic principle: mastering consistency and perseverance in action. Mastering consistency. Have you ever started a project with intense passion, only to abandon it halfway because you felt tired or lost motivation? Or have you ever set a goal for yourself, but after a few days you fall back into old habits? If you often find yourself in this situation, you might not have truly mastered consistency. And that's exactly what Stoicism teaches us. To achieve long-term success, you need to persist and not give up, no matter what challenges come your way. Consistency is the ability to keep going, even when things get tough or you lack motivation. It's not something that comes naturally to us, but a habit that needs to be built over time. When you're consistent, you don't quit halfway. You keep going despite failures, despite feeling exhausted, because you know that every step brings you closer to your goal. Think of an artist or an athlete. They might not achieve success immediately, but they work hard every day, practicing and improving their skills, even when they feel discouraged or tired. Consistency isn't something complex or requiring huge motivation every day. It's simply about continuing to move forward, even if you don't see immediate results. Just like an artist drawing stroke by stroke, or an athlete training hour after hour, they are all consistent, not giving up. Consistency doesn't just come from external motivation. We often want huge bursts of motivation to push us forward. But the truth is that motivation won't always be there. And that's when consistency truly shines. You don't need to feel excited to do something. Consistency is about knowing that even when you're not motivated, you still have to act, because discipline is what creates lasting results. The key to mastering consistency is not letting fatigue or difficulty make you quit. There will definitely be times when you feel like giving up, but it's in those moments that continuing will make all the difference. Think about the times you've pushed through a challenge, no matter how hard it was. Consistency is what will turn your dreams into reality. Mastering consistency is the key to achieving any goal in life. It's not just about holding on to your objectives, but also about continuing every day, no matter the obstacles or challenges ahead. The more consistent you are, the closer you get to your goals. So, are you ready to become someone who is consistent? Start with small steps every day. Next, we'll explore another important Stoic principle: confronting the fear of failure. Confronting the fear of failure. Have you ever held back from an opportunity because you feared failure? Or have you ever wondered why you hesitate to try something new, even though you know it's a great opportunity? The fear of failure is one of the things that holds us back from taking action and seizing opportunities. But Stoicism teaches us that it's the fear of failure we need to confront and overcome in order to achieve real growth in life. Failure is not something to be afraid of. In fact, failure is a valuable lesson life gives us. Confronting failure is the only way you can grow. If you're always afraid of failing, you'll never dare to try new things, never step out of your comfort zone, and never move forward. That's why Stoicism encourages us to face our fears, not avoid them, and accept that failure is part of the journey. Think about some of the most successful people in society. Do they never fail? Certainly not. Every failure they go through teaches them something, helping them grow and eventually achieve success. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." For him, failure was simply a step in the process of finding a way to succeed. When you confront your fear of failure, you'll realize your true strength. You'll understand that it's failure that makes you stronger, more resilient, and takes you further in life. If you don't try, you'll never know what you're capable of. Failure is only the beginning of success. As long as you don't quit, you will always learn something valuable that brings you closer to your goals. One way to confront the fear of failure is to set small goals and experiment step by step. Don't focus on the big results right away. Focus on small actions. Even if you fail in these small steps, you'll still learn how to improve and keep going. It's the consistency in taking action, despite failure, that helps you achieve your ultimate goal. Stoicism is not only about controlling your emotions, but understanding that failure is not the end. It's just a part of the learning and growth process. So, learn to face your fears, move past the fear of failure, and keep moving forward. Next, we will explore another important Stoic principle: mastering self-control in every situation. Developing patience. Have you ever felt like you just can't wait anymore? You want everything to happen immediately, but then you feel disappointed when results don't come as expected. Patience might be one of the hardest virtues to develop in today's world. We live in an era of speed, where everything can be done quickly and instantly. But if you don't learn how to be patient, achieving great things in life will be a struggle. Stoicism teaches us that in order to achieve peace and long-term success, you must learn to be patient. Patience isn't about waiting without doing anything. It's the ability to persist, to keep going even when results may take longer than expected. This means you won't give up when things get tough, but will continue with the belief that patience will ultimately pay off. Think about a gardener. Plants can't grow quickly overnight, right? But the gardener doesn't give up when the plants don't grow immediately. They continue watering, caring, and waiting for time to let the plants develop. Similarly, in life, patience is a process. You can't achieve success overnight. You must consistently work and wait for results to come naturally. Patience is an essential part of the Stoic journey. If you can remain calm and continue working hard every day, regardless of difficulties, you will realize that you're building a strong sense of persistence. And this persistence will bring sustainable success, not just for a short time, but for a lifetime. Developing patience isn't easy. It requires you to persevere and trust the process, even if results aren't immediate. But don't forget, it's in those difficult moments when you don't rush to give up that you'll truly grow and become stronger. Only when you have patience will you be able to achieve long-term goals. So, are you ready to start developing patience in your own life? Next, we'll explore another important Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control in life. Have you ever felt like you're facing too many things that you can't control? It could be work-related issues, relationships, or even circumstances around you. Stoicism teaches us that instead of stressing over things beyond our control, we should focus on the things we can control. Doing so not only reduces stress, but also helps you live a more proactive and purposeful life. We can't control everything. In fact, external factors like the weather, other people's actions, or the outcomes of certain situations are sometimes beyond our control. But there's one thing you can always control, and that is how you react to what happens. When faced with difficulty, instead of complaining or blaming the situation, you can choose to face it and handle it in a positive and effective way. Your response will determine whether you succeed or fail in that situation. Imagine you're dealing with a challenging situation at work. You can't change your boss's decision or how your colleagues behave, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to stay calm, think rationally, and find a solution instead of letting negative emotions take over. It's in moments like these that you'll realize you've grown and are better able to handle difficult situations. Controlling what you can helps you avoid getting caught up in unnecessary emotions and thoughts. Instead of worrying about things you can't change, you focus on actions that can improve your current situation. This not only saves you time and energy, but also helps you maintain inner peace. A simple example: when you're driving and encounter traffic, you can't do anything to change the situation, but you can control how you respond. Instead of getting frustrated and worrying about being late, you can relax, listen to your favorite music, or think about positive things in life. When you learn to control small things like this, you'll find that life becomes easier and less stressful. Stoicism is not just about facing difficulties, but also about choosing how to react to them. When you focus on what you can control, you'll feel freer and more at peace. This will help you reduce anxiety and not let things beyond your control dominate your life. So, are you ready to focus on what you can control and leave the things outside of your control to the universe? Next, we'll wrap up this journey with an important Stoic principle: living a life with purpose. We've just explored 10 Stoic principles, from controlling the first hour of your day to accepting pain and developing patience. Each principle helps you become stronger, more resilient, and take control of your life instead of letting circumstances dictate it. Stoicism is not just theory. It's about applying these principles in real life to become the best version of yourself. Remember, consistency, patience, and self-control will create long-lasting change in your life. Don't fear failure. Don't shy away from challenges. And don't live seeking approval from others. When you start living by these Stoic principles, you'll feel freer, stronger, and ready to face any challenge. So, what do you think about these Stoic principles? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Wisdom Daily so you don't miss out on more inspiring videos. Join us on this journey to discover the inner power in each of us. Remember, nothing is impossible when you control your mind. Start applying these Stoic principles today and make a difference in your life.